Today's scripture is Nehemiah 6 verses 9-14. It reads, "They were all trying to frighten us, thinking, their hands will get too weak for the work, and it will not be completed. But I prayed, now strengthen my hands." One day I went to the house of Shemaiah son of Delaiah, the son of Mehetabel, who was shut in at his home. He said, "Let us meet in the house of God, inside the temple, and let us close the temple doors, because men are coming to kill you. By night they are coming to kill you." But I said, "Should a man like me run away? Or should someone like me go into the temple to save his life? I will not go." I realized that God had not sent him, but that he had prophesied against me because Tobiah and Sanballat had hired him. He had been hired to intimidate me so that I would commit a sin by doing this, and then they would give me a bad name to discredit me. Remember Tobiah and Sanballat, my God, because of what they have done. Remember also the prophet Noadiah, and how she and the rest of the prophets have been trying to intimidate me. Devotional for you. In the midst of his mission to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem, Nehemiah faced relentless opposition from his enemies. They sought to intimidate him, to instill fear and doubt in his heart, in hopes that he would abandon the work God had called him to do. But Nehemiah remained steadfast, relying on God's strength and wisdom to persevere. Like Nehemiah, we too encounter opposition in our lives. Whether it's external forces seeking to undermine our faith or internal struggles threatening to derail our journey, we are not immune to the challenges of this world. Yet, in the face of opposition, Nehemiah's response serves as a powerful example for us to emulate. Firstly, Nehemiah prayed. In the face of intimidation and threats, he turned to God, recognizing his need for divine strength and guidance. Instead of allowing fear to paralyze him, Nehemiah sought God's intervention, trusting in his faithfulness to see him through. Secondly, Nehemiah discerned. When confronted with a false prophecy intended to deceive him, Nehemiah didn't falter. He recognized the deception for what it was and remained resolute in his commitment to God's calling. Nehemiah's discernment protected him from falling into the enemy's trap and kept him firmly anchored in God's truth. Lastly, Nehemiah persisted. Despite the relentless opposition and attempts to discredit him, Nehemiah refused to give in. He remained steadfast in his determination to complete the work God had entrusted to him, undeterred by the schemes of his enemies. In our own lives, may we embody Nehemiah's unwavering faith and determination. When faced with opposition, may we turn to God in prayer, trusting in his strength to sustain us. May we discern the lies of the enemy and stand firm in God's truth. And may we persist in our pursuit of God's purposes, knowing that he who has called us is faithful to see us through to completion. Let Nehemiah's example inspire us to stand firm in the face of opposition, knowing that with God on our side, we are more than conquerors.